Kristen here. Welcome to my channel. Today is day 2 of the basket making series. In today's video, we'll be making a circle base using the waistcoat stitch. First, we'll review our materials and then we'll get right into the tutorial. The fiber I'm using today is the 5mm braided cotton cord from the brand Bobini. You can either purchase this cord directly from their website or from vendors on Etsy. This color is eucalyptus green and there is about 100 meters in each bundle. For our crochet hook today, I'll be using a 8mm crochet hook, and then optional is a pair of scissors. I won't be cutting the cord at the end of this tutorial because I do plan to use this base for a video that I'm sharing with you all later this week. To start off, we'll make a magic circle and then chain 1 to secure it. This chain 1 will count as the first stitch of this round, so make sure you don't make it too tight. And then you'll make 7 single crochets into that ring, also making sure not to make them too tight so it'll be easy to work into them for round 2. And then once you get to the end, you will close your round with an invisible join. And so I'm going to demonstrate that a few times throughout this tutorial for those of you who are unfamiliar with it. And then I've also linked a video in the description box below that will also go through how to make an invisible join. So I'm going to pull my beginning tail to cinch that circle closed a little bit. Remove your hook from the last stitch worked from the round. And then you're going to insert it to the left of the first stitch of the round, which is that chain 1 from the beginning. Place your loop back on your hook and then pull it to the back of your work. You're then going to insert your hook into that chain 1 from the beginning, yarn over and pull a loop through to the front. Place the initial loop back on your hook. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and then pull a loop through both of the loops on your hook. This creates your invisible join, and that's also the first stitch of round 2. For round 2, you are going to make an increase in each stitch around. And for those of you who are beginners, an increase is just making 2 stitches into the same stitch. So you'll notice that I'm making 2 waistcoat stitches into each stitch as I go around. If you find that this is a little difficult because your stitches from round 1 are a bit too tight, I would highly suggest that you go back and redo round 1 and just make sure that you don't make those stitches too tight, as it'll make it very difficult to make your increases as you work your way around for round 2. So once I get to the end of round 2, I should have a total of 16 stitches, and then I'm going to close the round with an invisible join. You'll also notice that the center of my circle came uncinched again, and that's okay. I left the beginning tail out because I knew that as I worked it might loosen up a bit. So I'm going to, I think after round 3, I do cinch it closed, but I would highly suggest not to weave your beginning tail in just yet. I would probably wait until the end just in case your circle loosens up, so you'll be able to pull that tail and cinch the circle back closed. For round 3, I will make a waistcoat stitch in the first stitch, and then a increase or 2 waistcoat stitches in the next stitch. And I'm going to repeat this for a total of 8 times. At the end of this round, I should have a total of 24 stitches. closing this round with an invisible join. And then remember that the stitch created by the invisible join is the first stitch of the next round. For round 4, I will make one waistcoat stitch in the first stitch, an increase in the next stitch, and then one waistcoat stitch in the next stitch. And I'll repeat this around for a total of 8 times. When I get to the end of this round, I will have a total of 32 stitches, and then I will close the round with an invisible join. So for round 5, I'll make one waistcoat stitch in the first 3 stitches, and then in the following stitch I will make an increase, and I will repeat this 8 times all the way around. And when I get to the end of the round, I should have a total of 40 stitches, and then I will close the round with an invisible join. So you should notice that with each round we are increasing our stitch count by 8 stitches. For this tutorial, I'm stopping at round 5 because this will create a base that has the amount of stitches that we need for the basic basket that we're making in tomorrow's video. But if you'd like to make a base that is larger, you would just continue with your increase rounds. So for round 6, you would make 2 waistcoat stitches followed by an increase, followed by 2 waistcoat stitches, and we repeat that 8 times. And then by the time you get to the end of your round, you should have 48 stitches. For round 7, you would make 5 waistcoat stitches followed by an increase 8 times. And at the end of that round, you would have a total of 56 stitches. And so you would just continue increasing by 8 stitches for each round until you get to your desired size. If your circle is curving a little bit like mine, that's okay. You can fix that by taking a steamer and lightly steaming it flat. Now, I'm using a natural fiber, a cotton cord, so I'm not worried about the heat affecting it in any type of negative way. But if you're using a braided cord that's made from a synthetic material, I would hesitate to use this steaming method just in case you accidentally melt it. So I would only make the suggestion if you are using a cord that's made from a natural material such as cotton. So I'm going to do my invisible join slightly different for this final round. And that's because I plan to work in the back loop only of the first round of the body. So I'm going to insert my hook between the center of that loop that I just pulled to the back before I insert it through the center of the first stitch from the round. And you won't be able to see why that matters in this video, but in tomorrow's video, you'll see that this helps us to create a uniform look between not only the rest of the stitches from the body, but also our invisible join, which is our first stitch of that round. So all the other steps are the same for the invisible join except for that one part. I plan to steam my base off camera to make sure that it's nice and flat and ready for the next part of our basket project. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about the steaming process or just any questions about making a base in general. And with that, day 2 of our basket making series is complete. In day 3, we'll be building on what we've learned so far to create a basic basket. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement is a free way to support my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.